Good afternoon, you're cooking with Jima, and today we're cooking with Janine, who is our nutritionalist through our collaborative food network food literacy programs that we go out and do within the community. So we've involved her today because this is actually a recipe we used for one of our kids' cooking adventure classes, and it's crispy baked chicken wings and rice, 5-minute rice. So we're going to begin with the ingredients for the crispy baked chicken wings.
So we have 3 pounds of chicken wings split. You'll see that the package is here and it has the skin on, but one thing that you can do if you want to make it a little bit less in fat is that you can actually, when you open the chicken wings, you can take the skin off and discard the skin, and the chicken wings will taste just as delicious and be as crispy, and you're not getting the added fat.
For the ingredients that we're going to use today, we're going to use the 3 pounds of the chicken wings, 2 tablespoons of melted butter, 1 teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1 teaspoon of paprika or smoked paprika. We're using regular paprika today. For the tools that you're going to need to prepare this is a sheet pan, parchment paper, and we're going to remember to wet our parchment paper and then shake it back out. We're also going to need the bowl and the butter for coating the chicken, and then Janine will get the seasonings ready. So we'll go ahead and we'll get that chicken in the bowl. And we've already preheated the oven to 400 degrees. For the tools for the checking of the temperature of the chicken, we're going to use this thermometer here and ensure that our chicken is up to temperature. So we're just going to separate that chicken. Janine, would you set that in the garbage there? We're going to separate that chicken and dump our melted butter, the 2 tablespoons that it called for. It says to shake, shake, shake. What we're going to do today is mix, mix, mix. I'm just going to flip it and get that butter all over the chicken.
One suggestion I might have, sometimes if you didn't have a large enough bowl, you could use a large Ziploc bag. Put the chicken in the Ziploc bag and then toss in the melted butter, and then just seal the Ziploc bag and then give it a shake, and that way the butter will be over the chicken.
That's right.
So
yeah. So we're just going to make sure that the chicken that we're placing on the sheet pan isn't touching, so that it has the space to cook thoroughly and crisp and nice.
Okay, so for the spices, as Farrah mentioned, we need a half a teaspoon of pepper. You don't have to be too particular on the spices. Often it's usually to taste. 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1 teaspoon of paprika. And I know lots of times people aren't comfortable with using paprika, but it gives a nice color to the chicken for sure, but it also gives a nice smoky flavor. So we'll just toss that around till it's mixed up completely, and then we'll sprinkle it over the chicken. Again, one other idea is to, if you've been using a Ziploc bag and you toss the chicken in with the melted butter, you can then actually toss the spices in as well and give it a good shake, and just ensuring that you're getting a nice good coating on the chicken. And when it bakes, this will help as well with the crisping and the color. Chicken wings are really a great source of protein, or any chicken. They're great for a snack, as you can take them in your lunchbox. You can use them as a main meal. Just be careful of portion sizes with chicken wings. They're small, but they're mighty in that they pack a punch in terms of calories. So, 4 to 5 would be an adequate serving size. Although I'm sure there are times during a sports game that people want to eat a dozen, but probably too many calories in that. So they're ready to go into the
oven. So we're going to pop those into the oven for about 40 minutes. Again, it's about the temperature of your oven. If you have a high running oven, check your wings at 35 minutes with your thermometer. Okay, so for the second part of our meal, we're going to make a 5-minute rice. It does call for water, to match your amount of rice, or you can use an oxo or bouillon. We're going to use water, and we're going to use some onion that's out of our community garden for the Colchester Food Network. And we're going to just put that into the water. We're going to put it into our pot and put it on the stove, and we're going to bring that to a boil. We're going to use 2 cups of water and 2 cups of rice. For the tools, it's the pot, the measuring cup, and a fluffing fork.
So today we're using minute rice, and it's white minute rice. Actually, brown rice tends to be a little bit more nutritious than white rice. Brown rice retains the bran and the germ, and so it makes it higher in fiber. And fiber, as we know, is a word that we've all heard, and it's great for our GI system, and it really helps reduce cholesterol in the body. So obviously that helps heart health. So it's just a great thing when you can increase the amount of fiber in our diet, because most people don't eat enough fiber. So brown rice would probably be a better choice than white rice. And long grain rice, which actually takes 20 minutes to cook as opposed to 5 minutes for the minute rice, again, is less processed than the white rice. But they're all still good, and it does provide a nice alternative to the chicken wings or whatever other protein you're having with at your mealtime.
All right, so now that our water has come to a boil, we're going to add the 2 cups of rice. I'm going to give it a little stir, turn it off, and let it rest for 5 minutes. Then we're going to check on that chicken. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to check the chicken wings to see if they are done. We're at the 40-minute mark. We're going to pull them out. We're going to do our temperature check. I'm going to go into a thicker piece to make sure we've got that temperature. And we are climbing over. We are very good. Our temperature has been met. So we're going to go ahead and take these out. I've got our counter coasters here for the heat. And we're going to let those rest just until the rice is done. So our rice is done. We've gone ahead and tested it. We're going to go ahead and we're going to pair it with our chicken wings. And that green onion adds lovely color to the rice. And Janine stuck that lovely green onion in with our wings to add a little bit more color to the assembly. And there we have it. Crispy chicken wings and rice.